I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV, coming to you from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Now, the Borgata Poker Open has been going on all week here, and we're down to a final table of 6 players. First place prize is almost $1.4 million. Now, seat number 1 at the final table is Vivek Rajkumar. He has nearly $6.5 million in chips. Prior to making this final table, his biggest live cash was at the LAPC when he won a preliminary event. Earlier today, I caught up with Rajkumar. What do you think of the other players at tomorrow's final table?
I think most of them are pretty, tough. It's going to be kind of hard to get by them. I'm going to try my best. I think they're all good.
Do you think you'll have an advantage over some of the players because you have played so many hands online, whereas some of them haven't?
Absolutely. I think I have, a boatload of experience besides everybody, but maybe marked safe. I think I'm better than... this sounds kind of arrogant. Everybody thinks they're better than everybody else, but I feel like I'm better than most of the final table, so I feel confident.
In seat number 3 is local player Rooney. He's entering the final table with just under $1.5 million in tournament chips.
I think the competition's great. I have respect for every player. I really think every player is a good player. Of course, we have one pro, Mark Seif. But I don't think necessarily, no reflection on Mark. I think Mark's a very good player, but depending on the cards, I really have respect for everybody else there. I don't think, outside of the amount of chips you have, I don't think there's any way that you could really say, who would win. Mark clearly has the edge in experience. There's no question about that. But at least for me, he wouldn't be an intimidating factor. If I get the cards and I get lucky, I think I can do well. But I have complete respect for the other 5 players.
Seat 4 at the final table is a familiar face on the tournament circuit, Mark Seif. He enters with $4.6 million in chips. Now, he already has 2 World Series of Poker bracelets, but he's yet to capture a World Poker Tour title.
This is a really good structure. In fact, it's probably the best structure on the tour, this tournament, but right now, it was really fast the last couple of levels, and it's going to be really fast tomorrow, so we're going to expect a shove fest tomorrow. And, what was going on is just a lot of jockeying back and forth.
Your chip stack was fluctuating. I kept checking it out.
Yeah. I, at one point, had, I think, like 3.8, 3.9 million, and then I dropped to 1.1, 1.2, somewhere in there, and then I ended the night like at 4.7, so...
Who do you expect to be your toughest opponent tomorrow?
Oh, I already know. I pretty much told Vivek, and he, we talked about that. He's a good player. He's a young internet star or whatever. I think he's going to be a really good player, and I think he's going to present some problems. But I didn't have many problems against him today. Like, I played a lot with him today, and I really probably got the better of him today. But tomorrow's a different story, possibly, and he's a very good player. He could definitely do something.
Jason Strohjack from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is entering the final table with just over $1.6 million.
Hoping to win it. Just got to, double up at the right time. That's it. So the blinds are very high, but everyone's in the same spot, and I have enough chips to, still force someone not to just call me. So
right.
Anything could happen tomorrow.
So what have you learned about the other players playing at this final table 10-handed, and 9 and 8 and 7?
Everyone just seems when they, they're waiting for the right hand to go with it, and no one just, blatantly calls with nothing because they need their chips. So everyone's a pretty solid player, and they're all a good group of guys.
In seat number 2 is Dan Highmiller. He's going into the final table with about $3.3 million in chips. Now, Highmiller has more than $1.8 million in lifetime tournament earnings, and he's looking to add to that today.
Money. I hope a lot of money. It's like this is either going to be a good tournament for me or a great tournament for me. I've never made this kind of money before in my life. The best spot I ever had was $275,000, and here we start at, I don't know what we start at. What do we start at? What's number 6 place get? Maybe $170,000. I don't know.
That sounds right.
And so it'll be a very good tournament for me.
So this is the highlight of your poker career thus far?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. It turns into. When I say afraid, it's a little bit of a lottery, and I guess that's always the case in poker. Some people get very, very lucky, and even people who play exactly the same, just as well, just because it's not their day, they won't win the big one, and they'll end up winning the little $100 tournament, and they play just as well as the person winning the big one. So,
true.
So it'd be nice to win that $1.4 million and or anything. Any of the top 3 spots.
Rounding out the final table is Sang Kim, and he's beginning this final table with just over $3 million in chips. He's going to be sitting in seat number 6.
I want to try. I like to. When I'm watching TV, so I want to try to this big tournament.
So did you buy directly in or satellite?
Buy in $10,000.
So what did you think of the field in general? How did you think your poker playing skill measured up?
Confident. I have a confidence and look at the opponents. When I heads up, I lead to other person, and I just what I play with the guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you expect out of tomorrow's final table?
I wish winner get first place. That's
And what would you buy if you win $1.4 million tomorrow?
I have to pay for some rent, and I'm gonna give it to my wife some gift, for my children also.
If you'd like to keep track of the action, you can log on to cardplayer.com at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, we'll have an interview with the champion later on tonight. I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV.